Hello, thank you so much for joining me for yoga today. As you can see, today I really wanted to be outside in nature. The sun is shining, the birds are chirping, it's absolutely gorgeous. This gives me energy and also helps to ground me. So, that is my intention for you as well today. And overall, just to get into our bodies and move around and just feel this amazing body that we have, and so much gratitude for the ability to move it around. So let's get started in child's pose. So as you come into child's pose, you can bring your knees together, feet together. From here, you'll hinge at the hips, lean forward. Bring your forehead down towards the mat. Just let your arms be by your sides so that the shoulders can fully relax. If your hips don't come all the way down to your heels, that's totally okay. You might position a pillow between the hips and the heels to help close that gap. And if your forehead doesn't come down to the mat, maybe you position another prop there, like a block, a folded up blanket, or a pillow. Now, in this time, notice your breath. As you inhale, feel the belly expand. And as you exhale, feel the belly soften. Using this time at the start of your practice to connect with your breath and to make a transition into movement. This is a great time to set an intention for yourself if you have one for your practice today. Otherwise, just making this time for you to get in your body. Letting yourself move without judgment. Just enjoying the experience. And starting to invite movement into the body, we'll bring the hands underneath the shoulders. As you inhale, lift your head, slowly start to rise up all the way until your shoulders are above your hips, ears are above your shoulders. Pausing here, reaching the crown of the head up towards the sky, but rooted down in your seat. Again, checking in on your breath. As you inhale, feel the chest expand. Exhale, soften. If you see me twitching throughout our practice, it's just because I have a little bee friend somewhere nearby. I don't want to get stung because I'm allergic, but I'm going to trust the process and just let the elements be. Inhale deeply. Exhale, release, let go. A couple more rounds in this way. Letting go with each exhalation. And from here, bring the arms out to the sides. As you inhale, shrug the shoulders up to the ears. Exhale, take the shoulders back and down. And again. Inhale, lift. Exhale, back and down. Movement is following the breath. Noticing how each shoulder feels. Noticing how both shoulders feel moving in the same direction together. In this time, we're just here to notice, to feel, to experience. Now, the next time the shoulders come up, back, and down, set them away from the ears. Inhale, lift the arms up. Interlace the fingers. Now, as you exhale, lean over to your left. Stay grounded on the lower part of the body. You do have the option to release the left hand, bring it down to the ground, reach through the right fingers. Try to position the right bicep above the right ear. On your next inhale, both hands rise up. Exhale, now leaning over to the right with the arms. Option to stay here. Option to drop that right hand down. Continuing to reach through the left fingers. Reach, reach, reach. Find your breath. Inhale, lift up to center. As you exhale, twist to the left. Lower the fingertips down. Inhale, rise back up to center. Exhale, twist to the right. Each time you inhale, bring the arms and the torso to center. And each time you exhale, take the arms and the torso opposite direction. We've got one more on each side. Back to center. And as you exhale, just let the arms float down. Tuck your chin towards your chest. Hold here for a nice stretch for the back of the neck. Depending on how tight you are in the back space, you might feel the stretch going down the neck, towards the shoulders, maybe even into the upper back. I can actually feel this going into my mid-back today, which is pretty cool. Option to stay here with your chin lowered, or option to take half circles. Inhale, bringing the right ear above the right shoulder. Exhale, chin to chest, take it over to the left. Inhale, right. Exhale, left. Maybe you're noticing you move from side to side, any tightness or congestion in the neck. If one side feels tighter than the other, you might take the option of pausing there, taking a longer hold, taking a few rounds of breath. Maybe doing that on the other side as well if you want or need to. Just feel into the neck. Notice what's going on each side and let yourself choose what your body needs today. Let your choices and your movement be intuitive based on what your body's telling you. We'll start to even out the sides, bringing your chin towards your chest. And from here, we'll reach the hands forward. Now lifting the hips. So we're coming into a neutral tabletop position. Now to set this up, we want the knees under the hips. We want the wrist under the shoulders. Fingers are spread wide. Now, as you inhale, go ahead and lower your belly towards the mat. And as you exhale, lift your back. Keep the arms straight. And again, belly lowers with the inhale breath. Lift the back with the exhale breath. Movement following the breath. Each time you lift your back, really creating space between the shoulder blades. Feeling so much gratitude for the ability to move your body. And take one more full round. And then find a neutral tabletop position. Find your breath here. Exhale, let it go. And from here, we'll bring the knees together, feet together. Lift both feet, take them over to the left side of the mat. So you might find it comfortable to let the top of the left foot rest on the arch of the right foot. Then walk both hands over towards the feet. So the hands and the feet are to the left side of the mat. Feel a stretch in the right side body. You can deepen the stretch by sending your right hip back and to the right. Hold and breathe. And then gently start to find your way back to center. Walk the hands back onto the mat. Lift both feet, bring them to the center of the mat. Take a full round of breath here. Inhale through the nostrils. Exhale, open the mouth, let it go. Next, inhale, lift the feet, take them over to the right. Now letting the top of the right foot rest on the arch of the left foot. When you're ready, walk your hands over towards your feet. Option to stay here or option to send that left hip back and to the left. Noticing how this side feels. And then coming back to center. Lifting the feet, bringing the feet to center, and taking a full round of breath here. I'm just going to creep my mat back into the sun where I want to be. All right, cool. So we're meeting in tabletop position. Now from here, we're going to separate the knees back to hip distance. We'll lift off that right knee so we're on the right toes. And here we're simply going to press that right heel back, finding a really nice calf stretch. Keep the fingers spread wide, pressing palms to the mat. And then lower the right knee down. From here, we'll lift that left knee. Left toes are curled. Now we're pressing that left heel back, just holding and breathing, giving attention to the calf muscle. Find this is a part of the human body that's often really tight. And then we'll lower that left knee down. Now from here, we're going to walk the hands forward, one hand placement. Keep the fingers spread wide, curl the toes, lift the hips way up high and back. So we're coming into downward facing dog. Now in this downward facing dog, think about sending your chest towards your thighs. If your hamstrings are tight, you can bend your knees. If your hamstrings are more open, you can straighten the legs. Think about positioning the ears between the biceps. And take a deep bend in one knee if you want a deeper stretch for the straight leg. And then switch it up, take that on the other side. So if you're taking this option, you feel the stretch going up the straight leg all the way into the hip. You decide how long you want to hold on each side. You might also notice in this time if one leg or one hip is tighter than the other. And if so, it's totally fine, no judgment. Just noticing where our body is today, how it feels, and how we can best serve it with our movement. Downward facing dog is an inversion. From here, we're going to bend the knees and softly bring the knees down to the mat. So we're coming back into our tabletop position. We're going to give our legs a break, coming into the upper body, coming back to twisting the spine and also getting a shoulder stretch. So start off by looking at your hands. On your next inhale breath, you're going to lift your right hand and you're going to reach your right fingers up towards the sky, twisting to the right. Now, as you exhale, take that right arm to weave behind the left arm. Come onto the right shoulder, the right side of the head. Option to stay with the left hand grounded, or you can reach the left fingers up. You can also take that left hand to your sacrum, focusing on keeping that left shoulder open. If you want a deeper stretch for the shoulder, think about sending more weight into the right shoulder, but not to the point where you feel pain or major discomfort. Now on your next exhale, bring that left hand down to the mat. Use your energy to straighten that left arm. Reach the right fingers up. And then as you exhale, take the right hand down, back to tabletop position. Take a full round of breath here. Inhale through the nostrils. Exhale, open the mouth, take a sigh of relief. On your next inhale, lift the left fingers to the sky, twisting to the left. And then as you exhale, weave the left arm behind the right. Bend the right elbow, come onto the left shoulder, left side of the head. Option to stay with that right hand grounded on the mat, or option to reach the right fingers straight up. You might even take that right hand to the sacrum. Focus on opening that right shoulder. Maybe trying different options and seeing what your body really likes. And then take the right hand down, push the mat away, straighten the right arm, lift the left fingers up, and then exhale, take the left hand down. Pause here, full round of breath. Inhale through the nostrils. Exhale, open the mouth, let it go. Big sigh of relief. From here, we're going to open the knees the width of the mat. Bring the big toes together. Send the hips towards the heels. So we're coming into a different variation of child's pose. From here, we'll send the hips down to the heels. And we'll lower our forehead towards the mat. And now reaching our fingertips towards the top of the mat. So as you do this, feel the stretch deepen at the arms, the shoulders, maybe even the upper back. You can even go deeper by lifting the hips an inch or two, reaching the fingers and walking them forward, and then sending the hips back down. A little more activation for the upper body. You might rock your forehead from side to side, giving yourself a nice little massage at the thinking space. This is a really nice option if you've been overanalyzing, overthinking. Just want to give yourself a break from all that. And if this is too much engagement for your arms, you can bring your arms to rest on your thighs. So when we take child's pose with the knees open wide, we're able to get into some gentle hip stretching. Child's pose is an excellent option to take anytime that you feel anxious. It's a posture that helps us to calm the nervous system, to downregulate, reducing stress. It's also a posture that can help us sleep at night when we practice coming into it for a longer amount of time. So this might be one for you to include into your practice, into your body. Now take all of your awareness, all of your attention to how the hips feel. I notice that when I have my arms or my thighs, it helps to send the weight down. If that doesn't feel good to you, you can always bring the arms back forward. And preparing to come out, bring the hands under the shoulders. As you inhale, gently lift your head. Take your time. There's no rush. The slower you go, the less dizzy you'll get when lifting your head up. And we come into this axial extension, this straight spine. So we're reaching the crown of the head up, back up towards the sky. Now what we're going to do is lift our hips just enough so that we can get our feet out to one side. So maybe taking your hands to the mat, bringing the knees together, taking the feet out to one side, and then we'll bring the feet forward. Now, as we bring the feet forward, you might want to scoot your boot to the middle of the mat. So your feet are coming to the short end of the mat. The other short end is behind you. Think about positioning your body in this L shape. So taking your hands outside of your hips. This is our staff pose, Dandasana. Now on your next inhale, sweep the arms up, fingertips towards the sky. And as you exhale, hinge at the hips. Come into a seated forward fold. Now, as you come into this forward fold, avoid the urge to reach and grab for your feet, your ankles, or your legs, and simply let your arms relax down onto the mat. Now, if you're feeling a really deep stretch at your hamstrings, the back of the thighs, and you really just want to focus on your back space, Then you can take your forearms underneath the back of your knees and then continue to fold forward. So now we're concentrating on just stretching the back space. I can really feel this in my low back and my hips. And what you want to do is really relax the head and the neck. So avoid the urge to hold the head up. Maybe you close your eyes and notice where you're feeling the most sensation in your body. And where you're feeling that sensation, that's an area of your body that really needs attention. So we hold, we breathe. And with this time of our breath work, we're able to let our bodies open up, get a deeper stretch. Without rush, we honor our body. We have time to release tightness, congestion, and stagnation. Take a deep inhale through the nostrils. On your next exhale, maybe you fold a little deeper if that's available. Think about bringing your forehead towards your knees. If you're folding a little deeper, you're going to feel the stretch intensify at the back space. Know that when we do this, we're able to decompress our spine. This is especially helpful if you spend a lot of time sitting or standing. And we'll take just a few more rounds of breath here. On your next inhale, slowly start to lift your head. Take your time. And slowly take the arms out if you position them underneath the knees. And once you come back to a straight spine, open the feet wider. So you're taking your heels to the edges of the mat. You might take your right hand to your right glute, pulling the flesh back, and then doing that on the left side and just noticing how that feels, if that difference makes you feel a little more grounded in your seat. Now take an inhale breath. Exhale, fold again. Now the feet are wider. Maybe bring the arms to the insides of the legs. Continuing to fold, notice if there's any difference in the back with this stretch. Just let your feet relax. So if you're pointing or flexing, just let the feet completely relax. Remember to relax the head and the neck. Preparing to come out on the next inhale, lift the head up. Now, as you come up, we're going to change the legs. Start with the feet wide. Bend the right knee so that the right ankle is in line with the right knee. Then you're going to take, let me turn this way so you can see what I'm doing. So ankle is in line with the knee. Then you're going to bend opposite leg, bring the knee into the arch of the foot. Now, when you look over to your leg, the leg that is out, you can lift your hip, take your hand to the calf muscle, pull it out, and then send the hip back down. Make sure that your foot is comfortable. So you might be on the big toe side of your foot, or you might position the top of your foot down. See which one you like the best. Now we're going to get deeper into the hips. So with our legs positioned in this way, we've got one leg with external rotation, we've got another leg with internal rotation. We'll take the fingertips in front of the legs, take an inhale breath, and as you exhale, fold forward. So as you fold forward, you're just going to walk your fingertips forward, Now you'll feel one hip is going to lift. That's okay. It's supposed to in this posture. You'll feel a deep stretch of the hip of the leg that you have in front of you. So you decide how much you want to fold forward. I recommend finding that place of a deep stretch, but not to the point of pain or major discomfort. Stay where you are in the posture. I'm just going to flip my body around so that you can see from a different angle. And if you notice that you're holding tension, practice just relaxing into the stretch. You might have your forehead all the way down on the mat, or you might be propped up on your forearms, or your palms might be pressing to the mat. Hands might walk closer towards the leg for less intensity, or hands may walk further away for more intensity. Take 2 more rounds of breath here, really honoring this hip. Close your eyes. Tune into the sound of your breath. And then on your next inhale, slowly lift your head. Exhale, walk your hands towards your body. And we're just going to switch it. So we're going to lift both feet, bring the feet to the mat. We're going to do that on the other side. So now opposite leg comes out to the side. For me, that's the right leg. Left leg, we're going to position in front. So we want the shin parallel to the top of the mat. So when we look down to the legs, we've got the left knee and the left ankle in line with each other. And then the right knee finds this perfect fit with the arch of the left foot. Remember to find the positioning that you'd like for your right foot. So maybe the toes are in line with the ankle, or maybe you're resting on the top of the foot. When you're ready to come into that fold, you're going to bring your fingertips in front of your left leg. Take an inhale breath. And then as you exhale, you're simply going to walk your hands forward. Take your time, there's no rush. Notice that that right hip is going to lift up, and it's okay, it's supposed to in this posture. Focus on feeling a nice stretch at that left hip. Notice how much you want to fold. Notice how this side feels. All we need to do is just breathe, feel, soften, and surrender into this pose. Stay here with the breath. Honor your body. Enjoy the stretch. Take just a couple more rounds of breath here. On the next inhale, we'll lift the forehead. Exhale, take your time, walk your fingertips towards your legs. As you come into that straight spine, you can use your hands to assist bringing the legs forward, soles of the feet to the mat, knees are bent, and bring your hands behind you. So you're resting your palms down. I'm just going to rock the knees to the left, to the right, just releasing any tension from these longer holds. Take a moment to feel gratitude for the movements your body allows you to do. Bring the knees to center, and then bring your heels towards your glutes as much as you can. From here, Lift your hips, send your hips up. You might walk the feet forward if that's more comfortable. So we're coming into a reverse tabletop. We want to think about sending the hips up, gazing up, careful not to let the head drop back. Protect your neck. Feel the strength building in the arms. And if you feel the glutes squeezing or clenching, practice relaxing them. And then as you exhale, slowly lower the hips down. Slow, slow, slow. All the way back down to the mat. And walking your hands forward, bringing the heels towards the glutes again. Maybe wrapping the arms around the shins and bringing your forehead down to the knees. Send your back away from the legs. Feel a deep stretch in the back space. And then lift the crown of the head up. Relax the arms and splay the knees out. So the soles of the feet meet. Knees are open wide. I'll rotate to show you what this looks like. Now, we are going to fold forward in this butterfly position. This is known as Baddha Konasana. Before we come into the fold, check where you want your feet to be. So the closer your feet are towards your body, the deeper that's going to stretch the hips and the inner thigh area. If you've got some knee issues, you're going to want to take your feet further in front to open up the angling at the knee. So just start moving your feet towards you and away from you, maybe finding somewhere in the middle, somewhere that feels achievable for the knees, but also when you fold forward, still feeling a deep stretch at the inner thighs. So you might take your thumbs to the arches of your feet, or you might curl your fingers around your toes, and as you exhale, fold forward. So again, we're looking for that place of a deep stretch, but not to the point where we feel pain or major discomfort. Your forearms or your elbows can rest on the mat, or maybe you bring your forearms to your lower legs. Maybe you take your thumbs to the arches of your feet and push in and then circle around, giving yourself a nice little massage, thanking your feet for all the places they take you. Or maybe, if you're like me, rather than keeping your hands at your feet, maybe you bring your arms to rest on your thighs, helping to lower the knees down, which is going to help with that external rotation for the hips. If that's too much, you don't have to take it. If you'd like to incorporate a shoulder stretch, you can interlace your fingers behind your back, press your palms together, and then lift your fist up towards the sky. Noticing the stretch in the shoulders and the deeper folding. Head coming towards the feet. And this is just an option. If this doesn't feel good in your body, you don't have to take it. You can back out. If it feels really good to you, you can stay longer. This is your practice. You decide. Slowly coming out as you're ready. Reaching the crown of the head back up towards the sky. From here, changing the positioning of the feet, we'll just bring one leg in front of the other. Take the hands to the thighs. Gaze is forward. From here, we'll bring the right ribs towards the right knee. Inhale, send the heart forward. Move over to the left. Exhale, round the spine. Continue to move in this direction. This is Anahata Kriya. Anahata is known as the heart energy center, and Kriya is a cleansing technique. Now, as you're circling around, if you notice any area that feels tight, you can pause there, giving yourself time to take a deeper stretch. I find this feels really good in the side of the back, staying and holding however long you need to. And then continuing to circle around when you're ready. And then switching the direction. Leading with the opposite side. Noticing how this side feels. And again, if you feel like you need a deeper stretch, you can pause, hold, breathe. And then move on when you're ready. Find our way back to center. Inhale, open the heart, send it forward. Exhale, round the spine. Seated cat-cow. Inhale, open the heart, gaze up. Exhale, round the spine. We'll do that one more time. And reach the crown of the head up. As you rise up through the crown of the head, root down through the seat. Now you've got the option to stay here in this seated posture, especially if you're someone who likes to practice meditation. Now is a great time to come into that practice once you've gotten the wiggles out through movement. Alternatively, if you want to practice Shavasana, which I highly recommend after having gone through a yoga sequence, then you can come into our Shavasana shape, coming into a reclined position. If you've got some low back issues, you might bend the knees, bring the feet open the width of the mat, and then let the knees come in towards each other. If you're taking Shavasana, just let your eyes close. And as your eyes close, tuck your chin towards your chest, lengthening the back of the neck. Now, whether you are seated or in a reclined position, let this time of stillness be for you to integrate the movement that you've done and the benefits that it brings to your body. Focus on giving yourself this time of presence and or this time of meditation. Simply breathing, giving yourself permission to observe and to just be. Know that you can stay in this place of stillness, of relaxation, or maybe you've transitioned to meditation. Whatever it is that you need to close your practice, give yourself permission to honor that now. At the same time, taking a moment of gratitude to yourself for showing up for your practice, honoring your body, your heart, and allowing your mind to calm with this time. It's an honor for me to guide you in this beautiful practice. Namaste.